What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny, back in here with another reaction video. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing another new artist to the channel, Mr. Dave Fenley. Not sure who he is, but this is another subscriber request. A shout out to the family for throwing me another fire track. And this one is titled Grandpa, so I'm looking forward to hear that. I got some cool stories about my grandpa, and I've always said, man, for me, representing the man that raised me and showing that I could be anything, I can accomplish anything, and I got to stand tall for them. And I'm sure a lot of other men understand what I'm saying. Your grandpa, your father, man, your forefathers, they laid the foundation, and you got to keep it moving. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you could hit the like button for me, and if you could consider subscribing to the channel. The goal is to reach 1 million subscribers, but if we can get 100 million subscribers and start 100 million thought-provoking conversations, I think we kill a lot of the narratives that's going around in the world, man. We just spirits encased in human flesh trying to figure out this thing called life. So if you like what you hear in the video, please share the message far and wide.
Grandpa, tell me about them good old days.
Man, got a voice.
Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stand beside each other come one may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray?
Hey, man, this sounds good. Shout out to everybody who still have their grandparents. You know, as this track referenced, society is crumbling. You know, the divorce rate is extremely high. The single parent rate is ridiculous. You know, and I can say for myself, my grandmother passed away when I was a freshman in high school. And at that time, I was 14, so I really didn't. And she was just grandma. But as a grown man, I wish I could go back and have so many conversations with her and pick her brain and get her thoughts about situations in life. One of my grandfathers is still alive. He has Parkinson's. He's in Texas. And the other two have already passed away because my grandma was married 2 or 3 times. But the wisdom that I got from those men and the lessons that they would give me when I was a 6, 7, 8-year-old boy, it seemed like they were so hard on me, but now they were preparing me for the world. And I used to say, in today's society with this, you know, toxic masculinity or this so-called white privilege, I couldn't imagine, one, trying to raise a white son in today's society, but 2, being a white boy and not having a connection to my father or my grandfather to tell me that I'm not a bad person simply because of my skin color. Because in me being a black man, my daddy been in my life my whole life. Ain't ever said nothing about white people, never told me I was oppressed, told me I can do anything, I can accomplish anything, I can become anything. And I'll tell my sons that. But to be a young white kid right now who doesn't have that love and support around him, that has to be a difficult spot to be in. So shout out to all the young boys who don't have a father or grandfather guiding them through this weird thing called life. I support you. You can be great. You're great. You can accomplish anything. You can do anything. And then the more you speak your truth, man, you'll find a good masculine tribe to help you on this journey called life.
Daddies really never go away. Whoa, Grandpa,
Sounds good.
tell me about them good old days. Grandpa, Was a promise really something people kept? Not just something they would say and then forget.
And that's true, man. I think most of us, when we think back to our grandmothers or grandfathers, we don't think of divorce. We don't think of broken homes. We think of family. We think of structure. I can say for myself, even though I grew up in the middle of the projects, I didn't know kids came from a single mother household till I was like in the seventh grade. All I knew was my mama and dad. I couldn't imagine having a stepmother or a stepfather. I couldn't imagine not seeing one of my parents on a consistent basis. And I've always said, man, real privilege is having a family that loves you and supports you and cares about you. Because regardless of color, black, white, yellow, green, brown, blue, red, everything physical is material. It's a waste. We all can manifest it, and we can get $1,000,000 and blow it and get $1,000,000 again. You can have 20 cars, you can have 15 houses, but you can't replace your grandmother and your grandfather. You can't replace your children. You can't replace real love. All the things that really matter in life, we get free, but because we get the free, we take them for granted. But all of the material stuff that we can have an abundance of is the stuff that we really hold on to. And if this track don't do nothing for me, man, it just shows everyone loves their family. That's just the bottom line. I don't know any children who don't want their parents' time 24/7 when they're little babies. They want you to buy them stuff, but they want your time and attention more than they care about the financial side of it. That's as they get older. And the more we can keep strong families together, the more we can fight the tyranny that's going on in the world. Because the world is doing a fantastic job on attacking the family. The feminist movement, the civil rights movement, it's all been an attack on the family. You get the man out the way, you put the woman in government control, the kids go to a state-controlled school, and you got slavery 2.0.
Families really bow their heads to pray. The daddies really never go away. Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days.
That sounds great. Okay. Hey, fire. It makes me think about a book I was reading yesterday, a little bit of No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. And he was speaking on in the 60s, that was the first generation of boys who weren't raised primarily around their fathers or their grandfathers. The men were off at the war, and that was the first time that teachers had became, all female. And so young boys, they grew up seeking the validation of women. And those boys were the first generation of the free love movement who didn't want to be a part of war, who was the anti-violent generation. Before them, their fathers and their grandfathers, they was ready to strap up and go. And when that generation turned its back on its fathers to seek the women's approval, that we've been having a generation of men constantly seeking the approval of women, to where now you have men wearing dresses and painting their nails to get women's approval. And I'm a firm believer that as a man, you can't walk around caring if a woman likes you or not. You have to be yourself, be the man that God created you to be. The people that are supposed to like you will. But I don't know anybody that's liked by everybody. The only people who are liked by the masses are the people who do nothing, say nothing, and become nothing. But the minute you speak your opinions, trust me, there's somebody all the way in the back who won't like it just because it's you. So with you knowing that, with you understanding and accepting and embracing the fact that you're going to get criticized anyway, why not speak your truth? Because everything I say, this isn't for me. This is for my children. This is for my grandchildren. They need a first-hand account of how Johnny felt about life. The craziest part about our society, whether it's a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King or Elvis Presley, whoever it is once they passes away, the mainstream media co-opts their narrative for their advantage, their benefit. And I want my words out to the world. I want to really motivate people. Anybody who is watching this video on the same frequency, you can do anything, you can accomplish anything, you can be anything. Don't let the media try to cripple you and shut your dreams down based on your gender or your race or where you come from or none of that. Where you come from has nothing to do with how far you can go in life. How do you know? I'm right here. Prime example. You can't look at me and see nothing. And it's bright futures, a bright future ahead of me. And if you're watching this video, there's a bright future ahead of you. You just have to look inside yourself and find it. Because there's no faith needed around you and there's unlimited faith within you. You got the spirit of your fathers, your forefathers, your grandfathers, all of them strong men you come from, them warriors, they all inside of you. So tap into that infinite intelligence and take off. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Keep sending me fire videos, ladies and gentlemen. And keep speaking your truth. And the more you speak your truth, you unconsciously motivate others to do the same. Until next time, we out. Peace.